This game has completely got me on a chokehold and I can't get enough of it. And we're back with some more Theme Park Tycoon 2. Our new roller coaster has some glaring issues, so we tried to quickly deal with it, and our guests are finally going where I want them to be. While ridden with issues, we discovered ways to significantly improve your park. We are at the center of our new roller coaster, and there's something I haven't told you guys. Well, for one, it's that this roller coaster is due some redecorating, and it looks pretty empty at the moment, so we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. We'll be following something similar to the old roller coaster that we made, and it'll probably look the same. But of course, we'll be giving it some twists here and there just so that it looks a little better now that we have more money. And of course, we're gonna try to still instill this feeling that people have actually been in this place and try not to make it look too deserted. The whole park is actually due some redecoration. I think it's pretty lifeless at some points. We do have some trees around some areas, but some of these corners are in dire need of some greens. Well, in our case, some browns and maybe some rocks. We generally want our place to look pretty dry, but we're gonna give it some contrast here and there because, well, just because something's dry, it's not gonna be the same color everywhere. We're trying to stay within the bounds of our theme and it's gonna look brown. And we're just trying to be tasteful with the way we do it. And despite everything being brown, it still looks like there's a lot of different colors going around. And that's exactly what I'm trying to go for. So my general rule of thumb whenever I'm making these designs is that we stay within the theme, but we keep the vibes up. Well, there you have it. That should be the roller coaster area for now. And you probably noticed there's a long line of people here. And no, it's not because the roller coaster is hyped up or anything. Well, I think it's because it's broken because I don't see the carts anywhere. So we're probably gonna have to deal with that later. So we do have a critical problem at hand, but I want to sprinkle some nature around the park for now. Since, well, I'm not really, well, I've got momentum and I don't want to abruptly stop for another issue that might take a long time to finish. Because there's a very high chance I forget about a job that I have to finish when I hop onto another job. Well, here we are again in the roller coaster area. I did say I'm done decorating this place, but I'm experiencing something we call a scope creep. So basically, I did not put this down in my plans, but I just felt like we needed a little bit more of something in this area. Well, I'm not sure if it's actually affecting the ratings of our theme park, but honestly, I could care a little less and I'll just be real honest with you guys. I'm having a lot of fun just messing around with everything. And we should probably show some love to our first roller coaster. So we're adding a little bit of depth to it because, well, the front seems a little too flat and a little too plain. So we're doing something that we did with the other ones inside. Just a bit of nature and maybe a bit of props. I think that should do it for this one. Let's see what else we could do around the park and, well, just figure it out from there before hopping on to the roller coaster problem. You know what? I think we should get some water rides for our park. It looks pretty dry at the moment and quite literally at that. So maybe that's something we can look into the future. And honestly, we have so much space over here. We could totally do something about it, and maybe we could use an expansion just in case we need some more space. You know, I was using that slide ride as a pointer of sorts, but I accidentally put it down and now we have a new ride in town. Talk about rolling with the punches. I guess this absolutely works. Now it got me thinking, I think we could use a drop tower ride just to even it out on both sides and get a new ride down. But we have more pressing matters at hand and we have to rebuild that stupid roller coaster. And I have to do it before I actually forget about it. Well, this might take a while, so I'll see you guys in a moment. So we didn't quite have enough money to finish up the coaster, so we'll be right back with some more. I guess we have to wait for our money to go back up again, but that might take a while. You get little glimpses of the unfinished roller coaster. It's a subtle reminder that I still have a job to finish. So I was playing other games while I was waiting for money to come over, and I probably left it out for too long, and now we have too much money, and too much money is definitely not a problem. I guess that's good for us because I have a lot in mind that I want to do, and well, let's just finish up this roller coaster first before we get into those other things. Well, the coaster ended up being a lot bigger than I expected, but this time around we'll be testing it to make sure that it works. And if it doesn't work, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do anymore. And I don't want to be going back and redoing it. I feel like shit. Alright, we have to do something about this, and I'm getting pretty desperate. This is probably pretty upsetting for some of you people, but please forgive me just this once. I'm not about to do everything over again. I'll be real with you all, I've been thinking about this purchase for quite a while now, ever since the roller coaster actually messed up the first time. And honestly, I won't be using this very often. It feels like cheating, but at this point, I kinda got desperate and I've been building this thing for quite a while now, and I want it to finally work. And I think it needs some more adjustment. Well, I think the friction is also a problem, and we could cover it up with something logical, like maybe we could just say that we changed the wheels up and made it spin a little better when rolling down the roller coaster. And now I'm praying on my knees, hoping that this would actually work, and it did work. Okay, that's pretty good. I think that was the only issue the last time, and I don't think we're gonna have any more issues. Oh, we did a two-lapper. Alright. I think that's, it's debatable, but honestly, it's pretty short if you don't make it a two-lapper. I honestly thought the track would last a little bit longer. Well, I did change the settings a little tiny bit, and right now I think the two-lapper is pretty decent for a roller coaster ride. With that all dealt with, we could finally think about this stupid drop tower. I mean, I did talk about putting one of these down because we placed a slide down on the other side. And now we could finally do it. And that wasn't so bad. I think the line's a little bit too long for something like this. Anyways, I think it's fine. Honestly, I don't think the queue path lengths are really an issue here. Just to make me feel better about it, I'm gonna change the color up so that it looks like the rest of the park. There you have it, a new ride on the block. I think our theme park is getting pretty big, and we're gonna need some transportation rides for people to actually get around. We could set it up right now, but in hindsight, looking at my theme park, we could use with some more areas so that, well, we'll get a lot more out of the transportation ride. We'll get a lot more people across the park. I think we could actually use with some more rides. I think we'll get more people coming in for this. And looking at everybody else's guest count, I don't think we're getting as much guests as we should be. So I think making one of these would actually help. I think I made the queue paths a little bit too long again, and let's see if we can make it shorter. I don't think there would be a crap ton of people using it. And there you go, there you have it. We have another new ride in town, and we just have to change the colors up a little bit so that it looks like it actually belongs in our park. That was the most productive I felt for quite a while now. We finally fixed the roller coaster that had a lot of issues last time. I think it's actually rideable now. I think people are using it. And we've gotten a few more rides down. I think we're seeing additional people coming in, but maybe that's just because of the fluctuations. Anyway, I think it's time to decorate this thing because, well, oh my god. Let me fix that up real quick. And there you go. What was I saying? Ah yes, I think we're seeing additional people coming into the theme park, but I think that's just the fluctuations. I also noticed something pretty recently. Putting down stalls in certain areas bring traffic to that area. By traffic, I mean foot traffic. People actually go to that area, and maybe this could help me distribute the amount of people in the park and actually put them in places where the rides are, and maybe get more people riding those rides. Well, that's just my speculation. We'll probably just have to see later on if it actually works. I kinda left out the lanterns when I was making this, so let's just put those down and light this place up. I don't know if my speculations were right, but I think the stalls are helping. Well, don't hold it against me if it's not true. I might actually be wrong because, well, I don't read a lot of articles about Theme Park Tycoon. I'm just here to have fun and just play the game, I guess. And if the formula works for me, hopefully it works for you. But unfortunately, I'm not really sure if it works. On that topic though, I will be putting more stalls in this area because I think I want more traffic here. Mainly because my roller coaster is here and I want more people to use it. Well, that's our third stall in this area, and I think we could start decorating the place a bit. I think it's pretty barren, we don't have a lot of greens in this area, and some trees would certainly help. Well, we've certainly accomplished what we wanted to do on the other side, but I think we should do the same on this side because it's pretty empty at the moment, and I want more people coming here. I've only put in down one stall so far, and a lot more people are walking in this area. I can't really prove to you that it's working, but based on what's happening in my park, I think it is working. Another stall shouldn't hurt, and I think it's actually a viable strategy to put these down in areas where there aren't a lot of foot traffic. I think we have a lot more guests around the park now. I did point out that we had a few guests compared to everyone, and I think it was around 80 at the time, and now we have around 90 guests and maybe even more when it fluctuates. Well, we've successfully spent all our money. We only have around 4 grand left, and I think we're gonna have to wait for a little bit more cash because, well, we're looking for some more upgrades very soon. Well, what upgrades, you might ask? Well, I did mention a while ago that we are looking forward to building a new area. And we're gonna be putting some water rides down very soon because we don't have one yet. And we actually want to start using some transport rides because, well, the park is starting to get pretty big and walking around it might not be ideal for a lot of people. And that actually means we'll be having a bunch of rides coming soon. And it's not just gonna be a simple upgrade, it's not gonna be just a simple fix. I think we're looking to make endgame content now. I'm pretty sure getting that 5-star theme park is not impossible anymore. And especially now that we're getting even more guests. I believe some of these players are already at 5 stars. I mean, you don't get 10 million cash for a cheap 3-star. Actually, we just hit 100. Then that's pretty amazing. I think this is a pretty good metric of our success and we're finally getting somewhere. And I think it's almost time we make the big bucks. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna get any better than what I do have right now. But more guests equals more money. Before we actually get started with our new area, I think I want to do something a bit more for the left side of our theme park. I think we need even more for it to work because this is where I'm gonna be putting the new area. Or at least the path going to the new area. Well, we've definitely got the space, but I'm thinking of making something a little elevated just so that it doesn't look like a giant plane when everybody's looking at my park. I mean, it's already elevated, but 1 block high, I'm not sure, 1 unit high is not good enough for me, so maybe we can get much higher. Well, we've certainly got something now. I went a little over with the paths, it didn't exactly line up with the place that I elevated, but we'll be adding some stalls in this area and maybe get some people walking around in this general side of the theme park. Well, now that we've kind of dealt with this new thing that I wanted to build, let's expand the area because this is the area I'm actually building into. You also probably noticed I didn't connect the path right away since I'm still building it and I don't want people walking into it since it doesn't have any trash bins, it doesn't have the essentials basically. And it's gonna be a hassle trying to deal with those when the area is not quite done yet. So I'll be doing this often when building new areas, since I don't want people to litter around that area while it's still in progress. Well, there you have it. We have a few stalls set up, but the area is not quite done yet. We'll be putting some tables in this area because we're making another food park. Well, not as much stalls in this one, but a lot like the one we made in front of our theme park. Yeah, it's coming together now. It's starting to look like something I like. Well, I can't seem to put signs on a path, so let's fix that real quick. Well, there you go, we've got it down already, but we are still missing one very important piece. We don't have trash bins in this area yet, and we don't want to not have trash bins in any area in our theme park. It's very important we put one every few steps. I believe Walt Disney also did this for Disneyland. I think he counted 30 steps before people would actually think about littering and throwing their trash on the ground basically. So you'll probably notice when going to Disneyland that there are trash bins every 30 steps or so. But me honestly, I've only been there once and I haven't really gone back because, well, it's not close. And I think you need to be at some level of fortunate to actually be able to go to Disneyland. So if you've been to Disneyland, even if it's just once, like I did, I think we're very fortunate people because not everybody gets the chance to visit something that nice. Anyway, I don't think we could quite finish the new area in this session, but I'm gonna prepare it for later. We're definitely building that thing and we're definitely getting 5 stars. I think it's almost time we start going crazy with whatever we build and start decorating the heck out of everything. Of course, there might still be a need for some more stalls, there might be a need for some new rides. That would be something that we would tackle because, well, getting 5 stars, you're gonna need more of those basically. And I guess that's about it for this session. And I guess that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe and help a small channel out.